Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Federal funds rates is today. It's in a few hours, I think 4 or 5 hours, something like that. We'll go into that now. But volatility ahead, guys. Expect volatility. You can see we've experiencing a bit of a pullback today. CFX down almost 30%. Bonk, your favorite meme coin, down 15%. And a couple down 5%, 10% here or there. But that's what it is, guys. We've had a massive move up, so pullbacks and corrections are expected. Now, the question today is, will the federal funds rate give us that opportunity to get into some more swing longs? In my opinion, yes. We're going to go into that right now. But for now, pullback as expected. Fear and greed index currently at 78, indicating greed. And here's the event, guys. Federal funds rate, that's happening at 8 p.m. my time. It's currently 3:30, so that's about 4.5 hours. So that's happening in about 4.5 hours. So definitely expect some volatility going into that news event. But for now, let's get straight into Bitcoin, guys, because Bitcoin's looking interesting. Bitcoin is holding up the range really well. It's kind of in between this range over here, where you could say that the top of the range is that 121. Let's just round numbers for ease of explanation. 121K and about 116K. So that's kind of the range high and the range low for the last, few trading days. That is about, I think, 2 weeks now, guys. So it's been about 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks of sideways price action, which is expected, guys. Markets normally move up, sideways, or they go sideways more than they pick a direction. But what I want to speak about now quickly, guys, is yes, we are in this range on the shorter term time frame. Looks like we are forming some kind of bull flag as well, and there's the measured move of the bull flag, which takes us up to 135K, which we'll zoom out for now. But what I want to speak about now, guys, obviously volatility is coming, guys. Volatility alert for sure. Let's get rid of that quickly. And what we can see, guys, is we do have these two big wicks over here. Big wick to the upside. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark the 50% of that wick, because 50% of the wick is very often revisited. And that halfway point comes in at 121,500. So here we go. 50% of the wick comes in this zone over here. We're going to highlight that zone over there. And you can do the same thing with this wick over here. And what we see is that halfway point of this wick over here comes in at that 116K level. So we can leave that mark over there. Let me just get a box for you guys. So these are the zones that I'm targeting, guys. I do think we will get a move into one of these boxes for sure. And the 50% wicks work really well. And these are unfilled wicks, untapped. You can see this hasn't been tapped yet, and this hasn't been tapped yet. So I'm definitely expecting a move into one of these 50% wick fills. If it is the lower one, I'm expecting a bounce. To the higher one, I think there's a lot of liquidity in these zones. My Bitcoin trade is still in the green, guys. We went long over here. We caught this down move at about 102K, and we haven't taken any chips off the table, and we're only taking chips off the table at 135K, which is the final take profit, guys. This is the Bitcoin trade, of course. So definitely watch out. I do think if we get a pullback, we can get a bounce off this level here. If we lose 116.2K, then I'm looking at this 382 Fibonacci and 50-day EMA zone coming at about 113, 112K, that zone for Bitcoin. So definitely watch out for these levels, guys. If we do break through here, I'm expecting we're going to go very quickly up to that 135K region. What I want to speak about now, guys, quickly is actually Total 3. Because Total 3 is obviously the crypto market that excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. And those have been going on a tear, especially Ethereum more recently. And what we can see here, guys, is this is the recent move up that we've had throughout July. So, of course, the 22nd of June was that Sunday bottom. Nice move up on the Monday. And then, of course, that move topped out, or looks like a local top at about, the 21st of July. So that was a 1 month move. So what you can see now is if you take the Fibonacci across that whole move over there, what you see is we do have an untapped 382 and an untapped 50% level. Of course, we are strong above 925 billion. So you know, if we do get that pullback on Bitcoin, which we spoke about, down to this 50% zone over here, you know, 116K, 113K, then I do see that total 3 may have a chance in coming into this buy box over here. So this will be a great buying opportunity, in my opinion. I do think if we come to the zone over here, this will probably be the last buying opportunity before that next big leg up. So this is what I'm having a look at, guys. I think the next buying opportunity is soon. If we, you know, just get bought up straight away and move onwards and upwards, that also is a possibility. So, you know, I wouldn't go all in on this box. We might not even go to the box, but it's definitely worth, I would say, dabbling in some long trades, looking and targeting up to $2 trillion on total 3, guys. Definitely a massive opportunity. And I think we must definitely be watching how price reacts when it comes into this box, for sure, guys. So that's it for total 3. Very interesting here is USDT dominance is currently at resistance over here. We spoke about the support zone. We lost the support, and we did test this as resistance before getting rejected. So very likely that we do, you know, keep testing this as resistance before making a leg lower towards that 3.8% level. And what's interesting to note here is also the RSI. So the RSI is trending up here. It'll probably come up to that 50 mark before rolling over again. So things are all lining up for, you know, this to just be a pullback before the next leg up. And obviously, if this sells off to the downside, crypto will be moving to the upside. USDC dominance, obviously looking similar to USDT dominance, if not even more bearish, guys. You can see this is just bearish price action, just lower lows throughout there. Of course, RSI trying to show some strength, trying to build some momentum for a move to the upside. But from a macro point of view, guys, this is a downtrend. So yes, we can get a little push higher, you know, 7% higher on USDC dominance. That would be quite a decent pullback for altcoins. But from a macro perspective, this is bearish, and the next target is that 1.1%. So this is definitely the target. What we saw over here for USDC dominance was a market top in March. We saw a market top in December last year. So what we're expecting now is most likely another market top in this zone over here. And what's interesting to note is we can look at how long it took. So this took 270 days. And if we take 270 days, 270 days takes us to September. So will we get an extremely bullish August? That is a great question. You know, it is, of course, likely. So what we could see is, you know, July having a little pullback now, and then August being a massive August, coming into a potential cycle top. I'm not sure if that'll be the last, you know, kind of blow off peak, or if there'll be more, but definitely looking at potentially a bullish August looking at this chart, guys. Of course, it doesn't always rhyme. As in, you know, the patterns aren't always the same, but they're often similar, guys. So what we saw over here, say it again, 270 days. 270 days takes us to that end of August, start of September. And of course, expecting a September pullback, which always happens. September is normally a bearish month. So guys, definitely watch out for this. Would I be cashing out all my Bitcoin and crypto longs? Most definitely not. We took most our chips off the table for the Ethereum trade. We spoke about this Ethereum trade, guys. It is messy because things have happened very fast. Let me just clear some stuff up here. This was TP1, this was TP2. But what we saw was, we said, okay, guys, we're coming into this macro resistance over here, and we have to treat macro resistance as macro resistance. So we bought support, we bought retests, and now we're selling macro resistance. So what you can see, touch point over there in December, and coming into that zone over there, very easy to take some chips off the table. This was a massive trade. It went to 10x, 1000% move on leverage, of course. That was a super solid trade. Congratulations if you took that trade with me. So if we have a look at Ethereum, let me get rid of all of this because this trade is now actually done. Oh, get rid of that. This is resistance, of course. Breakouts over there. So I'm going to extend this breakout line over here because we'll most likely test the top of this. There we go. So if we do get a sell-off and Ethereum does sell off by, people can be looking at this double top over here, little double top forming over here. If we do break down, this $3,300, a massive, massive support zone for Ethereum, of course. And I will be a personal buyer of Ethereum at the zone over here. Very easy to re-enter, this position. If we start to lose 3,300, it will start to look ugly and we can bail. But, taking profits into macro resistance over there was a good idea for Ethereum. So at the moment, I am neutral. If we start to break out above 4,000, definitely expecting 5,000 next, or the all-time highs. This would be huge for Ethereum. And we did speak about our macro targets between $7,500 and $10,000 for Ethereum. Obviously, I sold my leverage trade coming to macro resistance, but I still have all my spot Ethereum, still bullish on Ethereum for the long term. And I am expecting ETH BTC to continue to the upside. We haven't even come close to our first TP at 4%, 0.04, and our second TP at 5.2% or 0.052 over there. So still, still bullish over here. RSI agrees with us. If we can consolidate or find the next Ethereum BTC pullback, we can come and retest 70 again and get another leg up. This will be looking really good. But if ETH BTC does get that pullback into this red box over here, we spoke about this as potential resistance. This would be another buying opportunity. So definitely expecting this SR region. It looks like we did have that retest over there. And why am I so bullish, guys? Well, we have had the golden cross confirmed, guys. There is the golden cross. The golden cross is obviously the 50 crossing above the 200 over there. You can see clear as day. And guys, it doesn't happen often for ETH BTC. Okay, we've been waiting for a long time for the golden cross. And when you're in a downtrend, guys, and you chop around a bit, and once that uptrend gets established, ETH BTC can go parabolic very fast. A move like this is not one to sneeze at. 180% there. If we move 180% there, we'll be going into that high of about 9% for ETH BTC. But one step at a time. Target 1, 4%, target 2, 5.2%, and then maybe that 9%. This would be huge for Ethereum, pretty big for the program. But we can expect a macro resistance at that 5.2% over there. So that's the plan for Ethereum. That is why I'm so bullish, guys. We haven't come anywhere close to 4%. We've had the golden cross. So it definitely pays to be bullish on Ethereum at the moment, guys. XRP coming into another buy zone potentially, guys. Looking at that $3, another 3% move to the downside. From here, it would be a good buying opportunity. This is, of course, the 382 Fibonacci. We did get a bounce off there. So if we start to show strength on the shorter term time frames, that $3 zone is a great zone to get into XRP. However, if we do come down to that $2.8 level that lines up with the 50% level and the 50-day EMA, this will be a massive buying opportunity for XRP. It also lines up with the top of this ascending resistance over there. So guys, watch out for $3 to $2.80. This zone over here, massive, massive, massive buying opportunity for XRP. If you guys are all XRP bulls over there, this is where you want to be loading up on the XRP. We obviously took this trade. We took half our chips off the table. We still have half our chips on the table, but we could be buying back our position that we did sell at $3.40 all the way down at $2.80. That would be a great trade, guys. Great, great, great trade. Bitcoin dominance, of course, just range trading here, stuck below this resistance. I do not want to see Bitcoin dominance above 63%. I want to see Bitcoin dominance get that golden cross and get that confirmed alt season, and we can start to see some major, major moves in the altcoin space. But guys, the main thing that I'm looking out for at the moment in terms of swing trades is a move down to this $965 billion region for total three. If we do come into this $965 billion zone for total three, this will be the buying opportunity and the swing long opportunity for the federal funds rate meeting, which is of course happening at 8 p.m. Tonight, my time, of course. So this is the buying opportunity. What tokens are we looking to buy when we do come into the zone? Okay, what tokens are we looking to buy? So number one on the list, guys, SUI. So SUI is looking really bullish. I am in a SUI trade from this low. We did catch this low nicely over there. Looks like we are retesting it now, which is fine. I am bullish on SUI, guys. I don't want to see SUI lose the 200 or 50-day EMA. So the risk to reward at the moment is pretty decent for SUI. So if we do come down to this $3.55, which we spoke about for a while now, this is, of course, the macro 50% level from the all-time high down to this correction low that we did see mid-April. That halfway point is $3.55. If we do come and test this again, this is a good buying opportunity. SUI is number one on the list, guys. SUI, really, really bullish on SUI. I do think it has, good potential. Let's have a look at ENA because, guys, we did just mention ENA in the comments over here. So we have a look at ENA. So ENA, we took profits on our ENA trade. We took half our chips off the table, coming into that 68 cents over there. And ENA is looking really bullish, guys. Looks like we pushed through, had a strong retest and another push up. 78 cents is the next target for ENA. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just move this up. 78 cents is the next target. What I'm looking out for, guys, is this zone over here is, of course, the perfect buy zone, that 50-cent zone. I'm really bullish on this, guys. Looks like it is starting to go parabolic. Looks very similar to what happened over here. So what you can see over here, we had a nice push up. Price chopped around for a bit. We got the golden cross, and that spurred another move up. The golden cross is lurking over here for ENA. So definitely watch out for this. We could get a pullback into the golden cross. So, don't go at too big leverage. And if you can buy all the way down to, that gift of 40 cents ENA, this would be your buying opportunity. So if we do get that pullback into the zone over here, this would be a nice buying opportunity for ENA. However, if you are looking to accumulate something, 57 cents isn't too bad. But guys, definitely looking out for 77 cents and $1.10 is that fair value gap, of course, guys. Otherwise, the market is pulling back quite decently. Have a look at optimism quickly. Optimism, personally, I'm still waiting for a break of 95 cents. 95 cents is, of course, this huge resistance over here. And this was the May high. So what you can see, guys, is you want to be targeting altcoins that have taken out their May high. So if you look at SUI, SUI took out its May high. Okay, not by much, but it's still bullish, guys. It was trading higher than it was in May. If you look at ENA, ENA trading well above its May high, bullish sign. Chainlink trading above its May high. This is another one that, guys, I would be going long on at the moment. We've had the golden cross for Chainlink. This is the buy zone, guys. I said that we're going to be buying our first half of the trade at 17.90. And if we do get that opportunity for another entry, we're going to be buying the bounce off the 50-day EMA, guys. That's coming in at $16.20. This zone over here. This is the second buy zone. If we do buy that zone, our average entry is going to be halfway over there at about that, $17 region. And, if we are targeting that $40 Chainlink, this gives us a risk reward of 8.4 to 1, which is huge for the program, guys. Watch out for Chainlink, guys. Personally, I'm bullish. And, where are we wrong on the trade? It's very good to know where we are going to be wrong on the trade. Well, if we take out the 200-day EMA and start to close candles underneath that 200-day EMA, then we can cut the position, guys. We can definitely cut the position if that does happen. Another one, guys, Lido. I'm in a Lido trade that is down a little bit, but still long above 80 cents. Let's see, we should get a strong bounce off the 50-day EMA. Lido, obviously, staked Ethereum. You would expect something like Lido to perform well when ETH breaks out. So this is a good opportunity to, be buying something which is going to get a good rip if ETH does break out. If ETH breaks out and goes all the way up to $10,000, that will be the same move if Lido goes from $1 all the way to $2.32, which isn't hard, guys. That isn't difficult. Okay, we're not going to go through all the altcoin requests. You guys are putting a bunch of shit coins in there as per normal. But guys, definitely watch out for the strong coins, and you can do, you could do yourself a favor and you can just see if has your token taken out the May high. If the token hasn't taken out the May high, I personally wouldn't be bothering with it, guys. It's most likely not going to rip, in my opinion. So just go through that. You can do your own exercise over there. Hasn't taken out the May high, could be in trouble. Something like Render hasn't taken out the May high. What you can see is that there is this obvious descending resistance over here, which it has broken out. So there is a potential long off there. It has lost the important EMAs. But something like this, easy trade for Render. You wouldn't want these lows to get taken out. It's actually held up quite well. Anything under $3 gets bought up quite fast. You could be buying the zone over here, targeting that $7 resistance over there, taking some profits. There we go. Look at CRV. Someone says it's looking strong. Yeah, this is looking good, guys. Yeah, I don't love this huge move up and then 73% correction, but that's part of the game, guys. Curve looks really good. If Curve can revisit 84 cents, I'd be a buyer of this zone over here. I think this is a good zone for Curve, of course, that 50% from the December high all the way down to that March low. I do like how Curve made a higher low from March to April. We all saw that, April was a lower low. So this is looking really good, guys. If we do get an opportunity over here, I will be buying this. I'm going to set an alert for 86 cents. If I don't get the trade and it just runs, that is what it is. However, if we do get this trade, this is the high probability zone where a high probability setup can be taken for a high probability trade. We want to be taking high probability trades only, guys. Okay, I'll have a look at PopCat. We'll do PopCat. I'm exposed to a little bit of PopCat. So we'll have a look at that one. 52 cents. It's disgusting, guys. Yeah, so of course, a lower high over there, stuck below the EMAs. There's nothing to get excited about here, guys. No golden cross yet. Remember, guys, we're going to be getting into things with the golden cross. So we saw Ethereum got the golden cross. Off we go. Solana got the golden cross. Off we go. Bitcoin never lost the golden cross. Bullish. XRP never lost the golden cross. Bullish. Sui, golden cross. Sui, golden cross. Off we go. Chainlink, golden cross. Looking much better, guys. Remember, we like to buy tokens that have had the golden cross because if it does pull back into the EMAs, you do get a strong bounce off the important EMAs, guys. If this does come into $16, you do expect a bounce and you can sell out your position if the market does turn bearish. But in PopCat's case, guys, where's the support, guys? Where's the support? We have to ask ourselves, where's the support? Yes, there is a ascending support over there, but there's no trampoline EMAs to hold it, guys. This is actually resistance. Being stuck below the EMAs, this is all acting as resistance and is a trampoline to the downside. So if you are a PopCat bull, what I would want to see as a PopCat bull would be a reclaim of the 200-day EMA by 3 days in a row. Okay, 3 days in a row. What did we see here? Well, we saw 1 day above it, then we closed another day above it. We still traded below it though. Next day, slammed straight down. What we want to see is multiple daily candle closes above, and that will give us a higher conviction bet. Of course, it can fail. Multiple daily closes above the 200, flopped, fell over. But if you are a trend trader looking for a swing long on something like this, you'd want to wait for confirmation, guys. It is the high probability setup. Okay, but let's see, guys. Bitcoin holding up. I've given you guys the levels. Today's show has been great. And remember, guys, the most important chart that we are looking out for is total 3. And if we do come into that 382 Fibonacci on total 3, this is going to be the buying zone. Guys, thanks so much for joining the stream. We'll see you later this week. Good luck trading, and cheers for now.